sympathetic babyface and all this bullshit with NXT. Um, Listen, Triple H is no victim in this. Triple H, you know, is a very clued up guy, to say the least. Triple H, Paul Levesque, you know, I mean, he's called the Cerebral Assassin for a reason, you know. He's called the Game for a reason, you know. And I can't recall, was it JR or was it Vince Russo that gave him those monikers, but I'm sure that whoever did it knew what they were doing when they said that. Just being around him backstage, I mean, I think they knew what they were doing. In some ways, them giving him those nicknames was kind of like a backhanded compliment, I think. But he stuck with them. It worked. The game worked. It's all about the game and how you play it. Motorhead, you know, did a whole song out of that. You know what I mean? He got to meet Motorhead. That's his favorite group, and you know he's a huge mark for Motorhead and Lemmy, and you know did a eulogy at Lemmy's funeral, which is all fine. You know, I'm not shitting on that, but what I don't like about Triple H is just the way he's gone about things in his business and his life. I don't like the way he's, you know, and when he was in the position, you know, all of a sudden he's with the boss's daughter, and the talent that he could have put over, let's be honest, he could have put over Rob Van Dam, he could have put over Booker T, he could have done a better job of Steiner, but you know he chose not to. You know, it was his big ego, but. You know, Triple H, you know, he did try and fuck with a few people. I mean, and he tried, let's be honest, he tried to fuck with The Rock. Him and Shawn Michaels back in the day tried to fuck with The Rock, but it didn't work, you know. They wanted, was it Bret Hart to beat Rocky Maivia for the Intercontinental title? Which was a smart chess move, I suppose, on their part. You know, get Michaels down to the Intercontinental title level, squash The Rock, you know, just won the title off of, you know, he beat Hunter for it, you know. So that was, but it didn't work though. The little plans didn't work. But you know the other shit with Triple H, just the people he's friends with. That should say it all. We all know what these guys did. You know the Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman. Even we all know what those guys were about back then. And you know the funny thing about it is that Triple H was the guy that was teetotal, and all those guys were getting fucked up. Which I think there's something to get from that, from someone's character when they're so like in their way, like morally, like no, I don't do that stuff. But their best friends are the people who are getting fucked up more than anyone. I think there's something to get from that. Trust me. And just other stuff, just the China thing. I mean, if you hear that story about China and you know, I'm not saying he didn't love Stephanie. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he did even back then, but I think Triple H, the way he went about it and the stories out there of Triple H, you know, the way he was manipulating China and keeping her locked in a room. She was ended up in a room for like an hour. He said he was going to be right back, and then she finds out he was on the corporate jet with Vince and Stephanie. This is what this guy is, you know, the cerebral assassin man. And then 2016, what happened? She died of an overdose, you know. So, I've maybe gone off a bit here, but the thing about this Triple H NXT thing, about Triple H losing control of his baby NXT, you know, he's no victim here. He's no victim. This, you could very well say this is karma, you know. And let's be honest with Triple H, has Triple H created any big stars? I'm talking male stars here specifically. Because let's be honest, he didn't create the Shield. He didn't create the Wyatt family. I mean, has he created any big names for male stars? Has he created any big top stars that are men? No, he hasn't. You know, and I'll give him credit. You know, he's behind Charlotte. Was he behind Charlotte? Sasha Banks, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Bayley. I'll give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, I mean, Kevin Owens, that was his guy. You know, Kevin Owens is his boy. And, you know, Kevin Owens, let's be honest, only won the title because Balor got injured, Finn Balor. You know, that's why they put the belt on him. But that's it. I mean, and you know, I think this is karma, if you ask me, because Triple H turned NXT ended up being a glorified indie fed, and they wanted to, you know, they wanted to put a lot of these independent companies out of business. Trust me, don't be fooled that they're this good working relationship with them. That's a lot of bullshit. They want to. WWE really just want to. They want to be the only game in town. Like, come on. And you got William Regal there, and I'm sure William Regal, and you know I've got respect for Regal for, you know, him as a performer, and that, and what he's achieved in the business. But Regal's is kind of just like Triple H's lapdog. Let's just tell it like it is. I mean, he's doing it for the British wrestling. He wants to fucking end the British indie feds, and it's just similar to what Vince did in the 1980s with the territories, and Vince did it successfully though. Vince did it successfully, and but that's a tough one because at the end of the day, Vince was ambitious. He had the vision, and I don't know if the other people there had it. You know what I mean? I think X Pac talks about how he said in an interview before, if it wasn't Vince, it wouldn't be. It would be someone else. Well, how do you know that for sure? I mean, I think Vince had something that made him stand out from the others. Vince just had it. He just has this drive. I'm not saying Triple H doesn't have a drive. I mean, he works fucking hard. He's, you know what I mean? He's more or less a bodybuilder. You know, you see him. He's jacked. He's shredded. I give him credit for that. But Triple H, to me personally, is a control freak, and I find him worse. Honestly, I find him worse. He's worse than Vince, in my opinion, because at least I find with Vince, Vince, your degree is up front with his bullshit a lot more, I think, than Triple H is. But all these people in NXT who, like Johnny Gargano, will call Triple H his like he'll call him Dad or whatever. I mean, like he says that with Shawn Michaels too. I mean, come on, man. You guys aren't stupid. You guys have heard the stories about him. But, you know, this has gone on a bit of a tangent here, but you know, for me, you know, he's not sympathetic babyface in this NXT thing. Okay, so now, you know, Vince, Pritchard, they've taken NXT over. It's NXT 2.0 or whatever. You know, let's see how it goes. You know, let's see how it goes. But don't feel sorry for him, you know. And sure, they might have ulterior motives for wanting to take it over. They're wanting to. It's like a power game. They maybe just whatever, you know. Vince is like, nah, you're not gonna have all this control. And hey, and Vince might even be thinking, hey, well, if I, you know, when I die, and at one point Vince will die, you know. I know he probably wants to live forever, but he's thinking, well, you're not necessarily just gonna take over the company like that, you know. You know, he has a son, Shane. You know, he has Stephanie, he has grandchildren, you know. So you never know how this is going to play out in the end. But for me, you know, the closing thoughts are really, it's just that WWE, I really hope will improve. I don't want to just shit on WWE because that would be the cool thing to do, and that's what a lot of the AEW fanboys would do. I just overall would like WWE to just fucking get better. I would like WWE to do something that would make it cool. That would just have something, I mean, you had it back in the day with WCW with the NWO faction. You had at one point DX were cool in WWF. You had, you know, these characters that were cool. You just try and make it cool again, make it better again. And yeah, man, I just hope that things will improve because it's just kind of sad how things have gone and things have fallen from when I was a fan of wrestling into a lot of the shit you see now. It's just not cool. Because you know, those were good times back in the day for me as a kid. You know, being into wrestling, and I genuinely do believe, and I was saying that to somebody else earlier on, that I genuinely felt blessed. I really did feel blessed that I grew up as a child to watch wrestling at a certain time when it was just on fire. It was hotter than ever. But who knows? Maybe one day, you know, maybe a couple of years down the line, maybe things can improve. And WWE do brilliant when it comes to business. All the different ways they make money and the income streams, blah blah blah. But overall, it would just be good to see the product get better again. I would really love that. To watch Raw and enjoy it. Not maybe every segment on the show, but at least majority, like 75-80% of it, I would enjoy. And the same goes for SmackDown as well. I would just like to enjoy it and not for it to be so predictable. But we'll see, and overall now I look forward to AEW. I look forward to AEW. I haven't looked forward to watching an episode of Raw or SmackDown since about 2012, 2013, and yeah, that's that. So anyway, yeah, this is my WWE sucks rant. So hope you enjoyed it, guys. Take care. See ya.